Hey, this is Blind Fox. Welcome at the second part of the SANDF Day 8 or Menu 8 ration review. All of the South African rations are halal. As you can see, it was in a nice sturdy box and it was covered by a nice plastic. Before we get started, please subscribe to my channel. Hit that little button there on the bottom right hand side of the screen. If you want to donate to this channel, please go to MRE Mountain USA.com and get me a voucher or so. I want to do some international and US rations later, and that's where I will get the rations from. If you want to become a permanent donor to this channel, please go and support me on Patreon. Thanks. So let's get started with this review. This review will contain lunch and dinner. You can see there's a little menu. It gives you some suggestions of what to do, or what meals to do for lunch and dinner. So I'll be back with lunch. Welcome at lunch. We're going to have 150 gram savory rice starch. All the starches available from SERAC, or most of them, are listed on this brown paper carton thing. I'll put this on my Facebook page if someone is interested. We're going to have some peaches. We're going to have 25 gram, which makes a cup, of guava isotonic drink. Main, we're going to have some savory mince, 200 grams. The preparation instructions of all these meals are on the back, and this one also came in a little carton with all the, or a little sleeve with all the ingredients of all the main meals. 200 gram mains. This is just chutney and salt and some ketchup or tomato sauce. I might use it. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it, and I don't know with which meal I'm going to use it, so I put everything into a little bag together. We just have black tea. They don't say what make this is. And then we have some creamer and sugar for if we want to use it without tea. They only had 2 little gums in here, so we don't have a gum for this meal. Normally they have got 5 little gums or packets of gum. So we're not going to have any gum with today's lunch. Let's get started. Let's have a quick look at the drinks. Okay, just black tea. It's any black tea, it doesn't matter what kind it is, as long as it's not rooibos or green tea or some other color tea. If it's black or brownish, it's called black tea, or in South Africa it is. You can see it's in a nice Ziploc bag to keep your tea bag nice and dry. I'm just going to pop it in here and I'll throw some hot water in there later. I'm going to use my bottle to mix the isotonic drink in. In here is a cup of water. This is 25 grams, it makes a cup. The preparation instructions and the ingredients are at the back, and this does not have 10 notches. Although the bag is a bit red there, so let's see if we can open this. It's got an orangey color, and you can't really smell any guava. In here you smell artificial. If you know it's guava, you can say it's artificial guava. It does smell really artificial, and you can say it's very orange. This does mix very easily. Let's check out the peaches so long. It's individual peaches. This does not have 10 notches. Okay, this is the peaches. I've opened it. You can see it's nice, pliable. We can test this as long to wait for the food to heat up. You can see there's quite a lot of them. This looks like it still has its skin on. Let's taste this. They taste nice and natural. No sugar. It doesn't taste as if there's any sugar added. There's definitely the skin is still on. It's got a nice peachy taste. There's nothing added to this, or it doesn't seem like it. It just tastes like normal dried peaches. And you get 60 grams of these. So there's still a few left there. Let's just go and put water in here and check if our food is ready. This is a normal black tea. I'll just put it down here to steep some. We're still waiting for our food to heat up some. Let's start with the rice. You can see this has 10 notches. The rice was very sheet-like when it was cold. It's still a bit sheet-like, but it's much more loose now than when it's hot. This opens relatively easy. You can see there the rice. You can see there the rice. It does have a cuminy smell. This is the only problem I have with South African rations. There's a lot of cumin used in this. There's only a few rations that doesn't have cumin in them. 2 or 3 days that doesn't have no cumin, but this definitely has cumin in it. This is old SANDF cutlery. You can see the stuff slides into the knife. You can see the rice is quite loose. There's still some in sheets, but it's relatively broken up. Sometimes there's some beans in there, but I don't see any in there now. You can see the rice is nice and yellow. Some turmeric was added there. This has definitely got some cumin in. Tastes like that. There's definitely something in here with a little burn. The South African rations do have a lot of curry or curry related stuff in. If you do get a slight cuminy taste. The savory mince has become very, very liquidy. It was liquidy when it was cold, but not as much as it's now. You can see these pouches does open easily. See, there's the mince. I just took some mince. See, there's potato, there's some carrots, I think there's some corn in there. The mince has a nice savory taste. It might be a bit tomatoey. The mince itself does not have a curry or a chili added. The rice, when you mix the rice and the mince, you can definitely taste the cumininess of the rice through the mince. You get the burn, the slight burn of the rice. I'm not going to add any chutney or anything, since the tomato sauce and chutney is so, there's such a little, or the ketchup and chutney, there's such a little bit of them, they don't really influence the taste of the whole dish. And I don't think this needs salt. This is not as curry tasting dish as most of the South African dishes, although you get that slight burn from the rice. The savouriness of the mince does tone down the cumin taste a bit. You can see the tea has steeped now nicely. It's got a definite tea taste. It's got that slight bitterness of some black teas. I'm not going to add any creamer or sugar. Just simply I don't like them in my tea. I do like quite strong tea. This is not strong enough yet, but it is just a normal black tea. It's stronger than rooibos tea is. Let's check out this guava isotonic drink now. There's still quite a bit left. You can see it's a light dark orange artificial color. It smells like artificial guava. It's very, very sweet. It almost tastes like, it's a lot like Dringo Pop or Kool-Aid or even rehydration fluid. It almost tastes like ground up Super C's or those vitamin sweets. There's definitely a lot of artificial sugars in here. This is very, very sweet. If you didn't know this was guava, you would still be able to drink this. You can't really taste the guava-ish. It's not very guava-ish. It's very artificially guava-ish. It's not really. It doesn't. It just tastes like a fruit-flavored cool drink. This again is very nice. The savouriness of the mince helps to tone down the cumininess of the rice. I don't know why they don't have plain white rice for some of these dishes. It gets a bit boring, all the cumin in the South African meals. Even when it's not a curry dish, they sometimes give savoury rice, and then it's so cuminy. It could almost be a curry dish. Overall, it's nice. It's not as much curry as some of the other meals. I like the mince. It's nice and saucy. It's not very dry, because it's mince, and it tastes like real mince. The meat can be sometimes, if it's not minced up, it's going to be somewhat dry in these rations. The mince negate that, so it's nice and saucy. The peaches are just normal peaches. So, and the good isotonic drink is just normal, and the black tea is just normal black tea. There is nothing else to taste in this meal, since they don't have a gum. So thanks for joining me for lunch. See you at dinner. Welcome at dinner. This is going to be a rather interesting dinner. It's containing the only tin in the South African Defence Force, or the South African National Defence Force SAND rations. This is pop, not pap or other weird pronunciation. It's basically Afrikaans word just taken over by English. Pap is made of the same ground maize meal that porridge is made, only it's much thicker. In Afrikaans, pap is used for both porridge and the stiff variety of maize porridge or maize pap, but this in English, pap normally means the stiff variety which you eat with a saucy dish for lunch or dinner. Whereas porridge is normally eaten with milk or sugar, pap is eaten with anything with a sauce. We've got some beef soup. We've got gum for the end of the meal. They only included 2 packets of gum in this ration. I don't know where the other 3 went. We've got tropical isotonic drink, 25 grams, this makes a cup. We've got a banana maize bar. I don't really like these. These are sometimes leave a little residue in your mouth, so let's check this out. And then we have the pilchards in tomato sauce. This is eaten a lot with pap, since it is nice and saucy and fishy. Depends on your culture what you eat with your pap. You get one where they use the pap and layer it with bacon and mushrooms and cheese in sort of a tart or a pie concept. Then you eat it as a separate dish without anything over it. I see people do a lot, they add tomato and onion or a tomatoey sauce with the pap. But pap is normally unflavoured, just stiff maize porridge. There isn't any flavouring put in because it derives its flavouring from the dish. Most cultures in South Africa eat pap. It's normally eaten, some people eat it with their barbecue or braaivleis. Other people eat it, as I say, just the pap and a saucy dish. It can be replaced by rice or samp. So let's get started mixing all of this stuff. The beef soup doesn't have 10 notches. I'm going to use the old SADF cup to mix this in. You can see it's just soup powder. I don't see any real vegetable stuff in there. The isotonic drink also does not have 10 notches. I'm going to mix it in my bottle. There's a cup of water in there. This just smells slightly pineapple-y. It actually smells more like yellow jelly than cool drink. You can see it's orange there. You can't really smell a dominant fruit. It might be mango-y, it might be pineapple-y, I don't know. I'm going to use old SADF cutlery. As far as I know, this is what it is. I don't know if the new cutlery is the same. Here, this is a ring pull. See, there's the fish and tomato sauce. So I'm going to heat this in the microwave. Let's put this in the... This is my tomato sauce with the fish. Gonna taste a bit of this cold. Here's a piece. The bones are still in here. The bones are so fine you don't really taste them. You can remove them if you want to. The fish is very tasty. The tomatoey sauce is very tomatoey, very nice and flavorful. Fish is a bit hard to chew when it's cold. It's a bit dry. It softens up when you heat it up. So I'm going to heat this up in the microwave. Okay, I've mixed the stuff and warm everything up. You can see that it's the... You can see it opens very easily. You can see it's still a bit sheet-like inside there. I'm not going to mix the fish and the pap. You can see the pap, it's very thick, it's in a sheet-like form. The pap is very bland, but it should be, since the flavor comes from the fish. Let's mix some of the pap and the fish together. Let's take out the fish, it's now hot. It's much more crumbly than when it was cold. It's much softer now. The fish has a tomatoey taste. It does have a strong fish taste. It's a good thing to have with maize porridge since it has got such a strong taste. You taste the herbs from the tomato sauce. Let's mix it with the porridge and then taste it together. The strong tomatoey taste does dominate the porridge. You still get a bit of maize taste, but the tomato taste is nice and strong. It sort of takes over the flavor of the porridge, which as it should be. Let's check out the soup. There is some vegetables, it's thickened up a bit. There's some tasting leeks in there. You taste onion, you taste meat or beef. It's not a very strong taste. It's a very mild beef soup. This is just the indeterminable orange color. It doesn't have a dominating smell. It tastes, you can't really figure out what fruit taste it is. It just tastes fruity. It tastes like sweet cool drink. Sort of Drinko Pop, Kool-Aid like, a bit rehydration fluid. It's very sweet. It's just normal. It's not really a wild taste. So let's check out the maize, the banana maize bar. This smells like artificial banana. It breaks easily. It's grainy like all chocolate. Protein maize bars type things. It's yellow. It smells artificially but like banana. It's sweet. It does leave a residue in your mouth, which is not nice. You do get that banana taste. I don't really like this. You do get the maize taste as well. It's a bit weird. The taste is really weird. I do like some of the other energy power bars more than these maize bars. It's just a weird banana taste. The last thing is the gum. I'm not going to taste it now. It's very strong. It's menthol flavor. It's Halls. It just tastes like Halls in a gum form. It's extraordinarily strong. A lot of people don't like this. I don't have a problem with it, but I still want to eat all of the food, so I'm not going to spoil my taste with this chewing gum. It's just normal Stimmerol bricks. It sort of tastes eucalyptusy, minty, very strong. So that was dinner. The fish and the pop is a normal combination. The fish has a nice strong taste, so it takes over the blandness of the porridge of the pop quite nice. The soup is a bit bland. It could have been a bit more flavorful. And the isotonic drink is just an indeterminable fruity taste. Well, that was the last menu of the SANDF rations. Thanks for watching it with me. If you want to subscribe, please push that little button on the bottom right of the screen. If you want to donate to the channel, please go and buy me some vouchers at MREmountain.com, USA. I want to do some USA and international rations, so please go and support me there. My email address is in the About tab of my channel. If you want to become a patron of this channel, the link is in the description below. Please go and support me on Patreon so that I can do a lot more rations. So thanks for watching. See you at my next ration review.